Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine, for a moment, a place just so incredibly unique, so untouched.
Yeah.
It's been called the Emerald Isles and Jewels in the Sea.
Yeah.
Today, we're going on an auditory journey to one such spot. And these aren't just, poetic names. Our sources show how their isolation really preserved them as these true Emerald Isles.
Yeah.
Just unparalleled.
Yeah, exactly. The materials we've gathered, they take us deep into the heart of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Places praised in poems, novels, paintings. I mean, the beauty is breathtaking, no doubt.
Right.
But the sheer density of unique life forms per square meter here,
Yeah.
it almost defies conventional understanding. It makes their raw scenic beauty feel like, well, just the surface layer of a much deeper biological marvel.
So our mission on this deep dive, then, is to uncover what truly makes these islands special. We want to reveal the surprising facts, the profound insights that make them a global treasure, and crucially, why they absolutely must be protected at any cost. You might initially think, okay, zoology, botany.
Sure, the usual suspects.
But there's so much more going on beneath the surface, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. The true significance, as our sources really highlight, it extends far into fields like, well, anthropology and ecology. A zoologist, yeah, they'd point to hundreds of endemic mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians.
Hundreds.
And a botanist would just marvel at I think it's 200 endemic flowering plants.
Okay, so unique plants, unique animals.
Yeah.
We get that. But you mentioned anthropology. Our sources point to something maybe even more profound. They suggest there are endemic people here. What does that truly mean in this context?
Right. And when we talk about endemic, the sources emphasize this isn't just some technical term. It means these species or even these cultures, they've evolved only here, nowhere else on Earth.
Nowhere else.
Which makes their existence here just profoundly singular.
So you're talking about entire cultures found only in this tiny spot on the globe. The Andamanese, Jarawa, Sentinelese, Shompen, Onge, Nicobarese.
Exactly. Unique human cultures found nowhere else. It's quite staggering, really.
It really is.
And if we connect this to the bigger ecological picture, well, an ecologist would loudly claim this archipelago is one of the world's most vital biodiversity hotspots.
A hotspot, right.
It's just remarkable how you get this sheer population explosion. Maybe that's a bit dramatic, but, different species. Insects, birds, plants, reptiles, amphibians, mammals, all sharing a single habitat.
Oh, crammed together.
Yeah. It's truly a living laboratory of life. It gives us insights into evolutionary processes you just don't find many other places.
And when our sources say living laboratory, they really mean it. These islands still hold some precious, largely undisturbed rainforest. Imagine standing there, in a patch of it, looking up. 30 meters to the canopy, the very top of the trees. And you hear, the sad hooting of an owl, maybe not happy about being woken up by a group of flying foxes.
Very bad.
Making quite a racket.
And crucially, so much life exists in these specific layers. Beyond those flying foxes, that huge umbrella-like canopy, it's home to so many other birds. Parakeets, pigeons, barbettes. There's even a woodpecker hammering away at a fig tree, hunting insects. Hard enough to give anyone a headache, as the material puts it.
Sounds like a whole world up there.
Yeah.
What else do the sources say about just how much biodiversity is packed into, say, a single spot like that tree?
It's incredible. The information mentions seeing a cat snake.
A cat snake?
Yeah. And 4 different species of lizards, a huge variety of insects, including, beautiful butterflies, and a large moth that was apparently so still it was trying to blend right in with the tree trunk.
Camouflage.
Totally. And then down on the ground, the soft, humus-packed ground, you'd hear frogs calling and, leeches.
Oh, lovely.
Making their hungry way towards your feet. That single fig tree, according to the research, it was like a miniature universe. They reckon at least 50 species of animals living just on its branches and trunk.
50 species?
Yeah.
On one tree. That's astounding.
But the rainforest is just one piece of this incredible puzzle, right? Step beyond that dense green, and our sources reveal the mangrove belt. And one striking thing here is the trees themselves. It's this crazy tangle of aerial roots. They look like crowds of waving arms and dancing legs, kind of. And these aren't ordinary trees. They thrive in seawater, in salty soil, conditions that would kill most other plants.
Okay, wait. How do they manage that?
Yeah.
Survive, let alone thrive in such a harsh environment? What are the adaptations?
Well, they've evolved these really specialized organs and habits. They're unique prop roots. They actually have pores to breathe air because the soil, it has very little oxygen.
Oh, okay.
And their roots also filter out salt. So do their leaves, actually. They can store salt. Apparently, they taste incredibly salty if you were to, lick one.
I'll take your word for it.
It's just a true marvel of adaptation. Allows them to flourish where pretty much nothing else can.
And these unique mangrove forests, the adjoining creeks,
Yeah.
this is the domain of the saltwater crocodile, isn't it?
That's right. The largest predator in the islands. And the largest reptile in the world.
Wow. How big do they get?
They can grow up to 7 meters, though, the average is more like 3 or 4.
Still huge.
Definitely. And despite their size, they move with surprising speed. They play this really vital role in keeping the environment balanced. They prey on fish, which in turn helps maintain the smaller fish species, the ones we humans often like to eat.
Right, the ecosystem balance.
Yeah.
Okay, so rainforest, mangroves. What's next?
Then, just beyond the mangroves, you hit the beaches, often white sand, looking apparently like a ring of ice from a distance.
Pretty.
Very pretty. But they're not just pretty beaches, they're critical nesting grounds for 4 species of sea turtles. The green, the olive ridley, the hawkbill, and the giant leatherback, which can weigh almost 1,000 kilos.
1,000 kilos. That's enormous.
It is. And the nesting season, as reported in our materials, runs from about October to March.
And the female turtles, they go through quite an ordeal, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. An exhausting journey. Digging a hole, laying between 100 and 200 eggs.
100 to 200.
Yeah. Then covering them up, creating a false nest to try and fool predators.
Clever.
And then waddling back into the ocean, just totally spent.
And then the babies. This incredible mystery. These tiny turtles, only the size of a small, like steamed cake or cookie.
Yeah, time.
They hatch about 60 days later and just scramble into the sea.
And the mother turtle. This is amazing. She returns to nest on the very same beach where she herself hatched many years before.
That's just an astonishing natural GPS system.
I
Incredible.
know. And speaking of those hatchlings, there's a recent fascinating discovery about crocodile and sea turtle eggs. For a long time, we thought the sex of the hatchling, boy or girl, was determined by genes. Standard stuff.
Right. XXXY, that sort of thing.
Exactly. But recent studies show it's actually the nest temperature that makes the hatchling a girl or a boy.
No way. Really? Temperature.
Yeah. Mother Nature, it seems, has her own thermostat to produce the right number of males and females. Pretty clever.
That is mind-blowing. Okay, so rainforest, mangroves, turtle beaches.
Yeah.
There's one more layer, isn't there?
Yes. Finally, beyond the beautiful beaches, you have the coral reefs. The research describes them as just a kaleidoscope of color and shape.
Mm-hmm.
And the waters around these islands are apparently so crystal clear. You can see the corals and fish right from the surface. You don't even need to dive. They're often called the rainforests of the ocean, aren't they? Teeming with so many species of coral, animals, plants. There's this vibrant underwater world.
So we've kind of journeyed through these incredible 4-layered ecosystems. From that hidden world of the rainforest canopy, down through the mysterious mangrove roots, across the serene turtle nesting beaches, and into the vibrant coral reefs.
Yeah.
Each one really is a universe unto itself, packed in such a close range it's hard to get your head around.
It really is. And what's fascinating here is how these distinct habitats, just nestled so close together, contribute to the island's biodiversity being one of the highest in the world.
Right. Which naturally leads us to consider, well, what does this proximity, this density actually mean? It raises an important question for you, the listener, to consider.
So yeah, what does this all mean for us? This deep dive has shown us not just the immense beauty, the unique life on these islands, but something perhaps even more fundamental. The sources really challenge us to think deeply about this. Preserving the many different aspects of nature. It's presented as being as important as preserving our own lives.
That's a powerful statement. Preserving nature is as important as preserving our own lives. What new insights does that spark for you about the interconnectedness of everything, of all living things? Something to really think about.